What's up, YouTube? Now let's take a look at how to deploy Dmvpn front door Vref. This solution basically it allows us to split our global routing table into what we might consider our internet routing table that allow us to reach unknown destinations, and we can have another routing table where we have our non-networks, for instance, between sites. So we can split. So our sites networks will be placed in a different routing table than our internet or other service that we have that we need to reach via the internet. Okay, so let's start by configuring our tunnel. And by now should already be used to it. So real quick here, we need IP address. We need to say the source modes, GRE multipoint. We have to enable NHRP, NHRP map, multicast dynamic, and NHRP redirects, and we're going to use ERJP, so you have to disable split horizon, and this is going to be New York, and New York it's the hub. So disable split horizon, ERJP 100. Okay, so this is tunnel configuration, nothing new. Okay, but let's see how does it work combining Dmvpn with Vref. Okay, so first thing first, we have to create a Vref Lite. Yeah, I'm going to use Vref Lite, and I'll call just Vref inet, and route distinction can be any value. Going to enable IP address family IPv4, and we have to add this. We're going to create an access list, and this just how this is going to make sense right in a minute. So we're going to create an extended access list, and we want to permit IP from any source towards our internal network, and this is going to be our return traffic, and we're going to reference inside the route map permit 10. So down we have to reference that ACL, and we want to link that to global routing table. Now we have to apply this route map as a policy on our interface facing ISP. So at the interface level, we have to apply Vref, Vref, and Vref. This is going to be Vref forwarding inet, and I have to. It's going to remove IP address running to 16.02.255.255.252, and IP policy route map inet, and that's it. This site already has not enabled at outbound interface, so there's no need to add again. And now what is going to do is we're going to place this interface, our outbound interface, inside Vref. So we have to adjust our default route. So we're going to add our default route has to be also inside the Vref and pointing towards our ISP IP address. Okay, and for our internal side, our our global routing table, now we have to add another default route pointing towards the same interface, and that should be E0 and 192.16.01. So we have our default routes, and now let's take care of NAT. And for NAT, we're going to create another ACL, and I'll call, it's going to be a standard one, and I'll just call ACL, just NAT ACL, and permits the 10 range, and inside source list, and at ACL, at interface and overload. And our internal interface already has not enabled. Yes, so we don't need to change that. So this take care of NAT and reachability to the internet. So let me just paste this. Actually, I think I'm missing something. Yes, here at the tunnel. So right now our underlay interface, the one that is facing ISP, is inside Vrf. We have to adjust here our tunnel configuration to that change, and we have to say that Vrf is inet, and now that should work, and that can come before Vrf is created. So this should be here. Okay, so first we create Vrf, then we create an access list, and my spot mistake is missing 10. And this is going to allow our return traffic to be replied. Then we're going to link this to global routing table, and our outbound interface, we're going to apply the policy, and this is our default route inside Vrf and the global routing table. And this is access list for our inbound traffic that's leaving the internet, and that should be okay. I not inside source list net. Yeah, I think if everything is okay. Now let's deploy this and see what we get. Oh, okay. It's no IP split horizon NHRP 100. Okay, and you see the tunnel is up 10.1.5.1. Okay, so so basically that's all it is, front.vrf. So we have to do the same thing on the other routers, on spokes, and to kind of play a bit with Ansible, I decided to do this configuration using Ansible. So I already prepared the script, and I'm just going to highlight what I did. And this I'm using Ansible with but using configuration, or the file configuration locally, and my playbook. So let me start with my inventory files. Okay, so what is it? Hosts. So I'm referencing the other spokes, okay, by an outbound IP address. If these were in a real deployment, you would be accessing those routers via an outbound link or a modding or something, not directly through the interface where you're accessing or the services are running. And then I have also some components here, the variables that I'm using to access the device, network type, this kind of things, and my playbook. Basically, I'm just let me see if I can walk you guys. So first is going to configure the hub. So I have actually two plays. So it's going to first is going to configure the hub. It's going to look at the templates folder where it's going to look at Jinja templates, and Jinja template is referring to a file that is in host vars, and I'm going to show you. So first it's going to configure the hub, and if there is a change to be done, then I have a handler. Then it's going to show which change are going to be deployed, and it's going to do the same for spokes. Okay, so I also have a file ready for spokes. So take a look at that. Templates hub. So this is the tunnel configuration. So basically anything that is unique to this router, to the hub, I'm going to reference here at Jinja template, and those unique values for that router, they will be on another file. Okay, and I have the same for spokes. So the idea is to, okay, just to speed things, not repeat the same tasks. And actually what I'm going to do is to remove this configuration right now. Yes, to show you guys how it's going to work. And host vars, I have to show you what I have in host vars. What are the files? And let's just look at, for instance, Brussels. And Brussels. So those unique values per site will be the tunnel IP address, the ISP as the gateway, and the IP address inside the tunnel, and the LAN advertisement in NHRP. So very basic configuration actually. So let's now see this in action. So first is going to start with the hub. I don't know if it's going to get some problem. Okay, so far so good. And now, so this is what he deployed on hub, and now he's going to do the same for spokes. Okay, and done. Now for some reason that I didn't figure out yet, if you look here, it didn't add the interface IP address. Okay, so we can see this. So it deployed part of the configuration, but not the IP address. So I have to run again the playbook, and this time is going to add the IP address. And oh, we added. So we can see now JCC is up, and I just want to see the route map. Oh, this is because I had already configured. So let's see. Route map by net. Which one is he using? Okay. And we can see that it's okay. The tunnel is up, adjacency established, and can test reachability to other sites. This is PC4 sitting in the Brussels. and it's working like sharp. So that's it. Dmvpn front door Fvrf, automating with Ansible. Pretty simple and basic configuration. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.